Hi, folks. Welcome to week 13. Now, some people think that might be an unlucky number, but in this case, absolutely not. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this week, actually. And there's so much going on. And I know I've had a couple questions about submissions. So I thought I'd just pull up the screen share and show you in that way what needs to be done and explain it just a little bit more. I actually have one e-portfolio in already, and then also, some supervision evaluations and such. So good for you guys. Well, you're way ahead of me. So anyways, here we go. And let me get rid of the stuff that you don't need to see. Oops. Got that little spinning wheel. Don't you love that? Oops, don't want to do that. Okay, here we are. So module 7. Weeks 13 and 14. And obviously the discussion continues to be about faculty meetings. And I absolutely enjoyed the faculty meeting discussions so far because they are so diverse. We can learn from each other how to really do a faculty meeting, and you've heard on the discussion board, I said the nuts and bolts can be done somewhere else. Let's really do some professional development or engagement in our PD. So here we go. You've got that to do to continue to work on, I said. In these final few weeks, you'll work with your supervisor on the leadership project and the documentation, which I'll explain a little bit more. You have your readings. So again, the group discussion, you'll be doing the faculty. Post your response by Sunday of week 13. And the reason I said I've already seen some because people have already posted the faculty meeting discussion. Good for you. But at the end of week 13, you should post your initial as always. And then at the end of week 14, post to 2 peers. So this is your leadership project summary documentation. And I know some of the verbiage has gotten some folks confused, but here it is. And from here, you just post, as it states, your PSO post assessment. You do that. You can also work with your site supervisor on that. And then the final assessment that your site supervisor writes, you should be collaborating on that. You should be discussing it, not just handing it over to you. There should be some discussion about why you received the points that you did. And that's the way, just off topic a little bit, that's how I used to do supervision evaluation with my staff. Is when I ended up rating, it wasn't just me giving them scores. I'd sit down and we'd go through it together and come up with a collaborative score. So in the summary, again, brief summary, no more than 3 pages. A lot that I see are 2, and that's fine. But covering these, so make these your subtopics. If you cover those areas, then you could submit your pre and post assessments, leadership project summary, and final assessment by your on-site supervisor as Word docs or PDFs at the end of week 13. So those all get sent in together. And as I said, I've got one already. And so that means they've sat with their supervisor and come up with the end evaluation. And so here we go. And then your journals, work on your journal entries 13 and 14, and then you'll submit that in week 15. So that's what's out there in week 15. And you'll also submit your e-portfolio at that time. So yes, I just read that to you, but I wanted to explain it thoroughly so there wouldn't be any confusion. I hope you have a great week. I appreciate everything you're doing. As you know, I have student teachers too, and just a little bit that went on in our university. There were some COVID cases, so the university, it's not a secret, decided to in cash at the undergraduate program, all students had to be staying in the dorms. So when I had student teachers that were teaching in schools, that put a little different twist on it. So that's a minor thing that I'm dealing with. You know, I had to call my student teachers and figure out what they could and could not do because some of them weren't on campus, living on campus. So I know that's a tiny piece. What you're doing is way bigger than that. And then you're doing your jobs and an internship. So bless you. Thank you. I commend you. I admire you. You are indeed more than rock stars. You're 5-star rock stars. Have a great week and see you in week 15, 14, 15. I'll have a special one for 14, 15. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing. Stop sharing. Talk to you later. Bye.